239 days. That is how long recreational marijuana has been legal in the state of Minnesota. But a lot of work still needs to be done for it to be sold widely across the state.
Today, lawmakers worked on tweaking last year's bill to keep that process moving. Chief political reporter John Croman joins us now live from the Capitol with what changes are on the table. John?
Well, they're talking about something called pre-approval licenses or temporary licenses to kind of give people a leg up and get them started early before 2025 arrives. They're also deciding on letting the legislature set the cap on the number of licenses, different kinds of licenses that can be issued in the marijuana business.
The governor's signature was never going to be the final word on Minnesota's cannabis law. The lead author, Zach Stevenson, predicted then he'd be back adding to it this year.
We are 100 years post-prohibition on liquor, and we are still making changes to the state's liquor laws. People should expect changes to the state's cannabis laws.
One change lawmakers are debating would allow temporary licenses to be granted, so-called pre-approval licenses, to help cannabis businesses get ready sooner than 2025.
But the tough thing is you've legalized something and nobody knows where to go and get it now unless they want to drive 3.5 hours away.
The original law allows the Office of Cannabis Management to set caps on the number of licenses that can be issued for each type of cannabis business, but Stevenson's bill puts those caps into state law.
We really want a system that is treating applicants fairly based on their readiness, based on the criteria in Chapter 342, and then based on the vetted components that offer entrance into that lottery.
There are folks who qualify as social equity candidates who, over the last year, have been taking on a great deal of risk.
Republican Ann New Brindley took issue with the licensing lottery system.
It puts them on the same playing field as folks who maybe have not put as much time into it.
So the existing law has a lottery in it, and that people should know that and understand that. It has a point-based system, but in the event that there are multiple applicants who have the same number of points and there are more people at that stage than licenses that can issue, the way the agency is supposed to decide who to give license to is by lottery.
So they wanted to make it clear it wasn't a lottery versus qualifications. It's a lottery for those who meet all of the qualifications. One of the things they're working on in this bill is trying to make sure that the business isn't taken over by large out-of-state concerns, that homegrown businesses have an equal footing, an equal shot at being in this industry. Back to you.
All right, John, thank you. Another big decision that needs to be made, hiring a director for the Office of Cannabis Management. The first director was hired and then let go the next day after reports surfaced that her hemp business sold products that exceeded state limits on THC potency. Now, whoever's hired will be tasked with ensuring that this emerging market is both lawful and well regulated.